What's up, good people? This is Isaiah. And as we look at the tape, first things first, I like this animation that Shannon does. You know what I mean? I definitely do like that. Nice. Anyway, so one of the things I noticed, by the way, because I did finish off pretty much the fights to get Serene, another style here, was that for some odd reason, because I started running the XP dungeon at the exact same time with both characters, right? What I mean by that is I got Shannon first, but I didn't have her in the party until after I got Serene. That way I could level them both up at the exact same time using the exact same equipment. So what I mean by that is they both had the Daybreak and a 50% EXP badge. Both of them had it. And for some odd reason, Serene finished far faster than Shannon did here. I don't know why. Maybe it was a glitch. I don't know, right? But that just happens to be what happened here. You know what I mean? So, anyway, haven't used them yet. In fact, I'd have to do a request line here in order to basically get the skills here for her board. I mean, I can get that one now, but yeah, definitely gonna have to do a request line to make full use of her. And then, of course, the next thing would be getting her to 80 shadow as fast as I possibly can, which is going to be pretty tough. Let's see. She's a shadow sword user. Let's see. We have Reno and Ruina done, and that's it. So this will really rely on the fact that I have these two characters here done. So when doing pulls, I would need to go pull on banners that only feature like some of these older characters, for example. So what I mean by that is if I were to go to Dreams here, Lone Encounter, we'll do a pull on that because I know what that is. Right, she's done. Nice. Anyway, so instead of pulling on these here, I would need to go pull on, say, some of these, right, where the pull, I believe, is lower, right? I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it is lower. One way to find out would be to simply do a pull now, just to see here what we get. Yeah, so that primarily featured like these bottom tier characters, most of which I have done, as you guys all just saw in that poll. So that'd be really the only way to like really go in and attempt to get her to Shannon at least to 80. This is just so that I can make use of as many of her skills as I possibly can, really. And that's pretty much it. I do have a pull I can make here. Well, let's see what we get. All right. Guided light staff. 7. Nice. I don't typically do pull. Well, that one's done. Esta, I believe. All right, cool. Another axe user. Light for this. Rosetta's finished. I can give those to Yakumo. No, that was this one here that's done. All right, cool. So basically, you know, the only way to get her to 80 at this point would be to run her quest line because we get a Luring Shadow Sword here. Look for other ways to get Luring Shadow Swords to get her to 80. So like I said, you want to make use of as many skills as you possibly can. All right, especially with her being a zone setter, you know what I mean? Because you definitely want to have that, especially if you have like an Earth-based team, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it here. Let me go ahead and 16 shadow to Yakumo. Nice. He'll be close to 80. He's at 80. Never mind. But again, this is one example of what I mean. Skill extension. So now that he's at 80, I have an extra skill I can use. You know what I mean? So let's say we'll go with Unchained. Right? Probably not the skill to use, but we'll add it anyway. You know what I mean? So things like that, really. Let me actually see. I know we got some staff here. And of course, the only one that I have left is Myris. You know what I mean? And these are all the free ones. You know, but these here, these three, Saki, Levia, and Mayu, I don't use. You know what I mean? Starkey would be worth getting to an 80. You know what I mean? Because he has access to those elements. You know? So there's that. I'll probably, let's see, 61. I'll probably just give him the Starkey, to be honest, just to get him to 80. All right, so if my math is correct, that would be what, 54? Nice. So now he has access to an extra skill spot. You know what I mean? So there's that. Obviously, I would give the rest to Myris, but again, looking at this list here, I pretty much have almost every gacha character staff, light staff done, except for Myris. So it's not really a high priority for me. As far as why you should grind for, how'd I end up all the way over here? As far as why you should grind for Light or Shadow for certain characters, mainly the story-based characters, some of them have skills that stack. And what I mean by that is, or skills that receive buffs. So for example, Aldo, he has this X/Light, which increase his strength based on how many light points he has. Same thing for that Dragon God S sign, based on the amount of light points that he has. So you can actually improve his damage. All right. But apart from that, you know, like I've been showing so far, is the skill slots. You know, once you get to 80, you have an additional skill that you can add versus the 3 that you're kind of stuck with for other characters, like here. You know what I mean? So that's one reason. The other reason would be at 120, you get access to a badge, so you can actually have an additional badge in your equipment. You know what I mean? So if I wanted to increase his speed, I can give him a speed badge and another speed badge. You know what I mean? Therefore, further increasing his speed. Okay. This is really good for, like, say, tanking. You know what I mean? So, for example, using Radius as my example here, right now she has an enemy encounter minus badge, but if, say, I needed someone to resist freezing, but also stunning, say we go up against a boss who can do both, which is odd, but let's just say we do, then if I know I'm going to use Radius as my tank, I can have her resist both freezing damage and stun damage, right? Which ensures that she's actually able to tank those abilities, but then also, like I said, if I use, I think it's Prominence Purge, then she can heal the party, right? Making sure they have full HP and full MP, all right? The other reason why you may want to max out some characters, story-based characters that is because the additional badge you get, additional Grasta, I should say, you get access to. So at 200, you get access to another Grasta here. And the reason why I showcase Curio is because he can share Grasta with so many freaking characters is absolutely insane. You know what I mean? Like, we go inside his board here, we can see Sweet Tooth, IDA School, Katana. All right. So if we think about every single character that currently has a Sweet Tooth personality, right? I want to say that definitely includes Suzette's, all of them, right? Every version of Suzette. That includes Ozami, Tiramisu, Wow, I'm drawing blanks on who else. I guess those are really the only important ones. Maybe what's her name? Renry, right? But he can share Grasta with all of them. I don't even think we have a Sweet Tooth Grasta, but let's just say we did. I don't know, but he can share them. IDA school, that's everybody that's in the school. Okay. You know, that's your, say, Serene, for example, that's Claude, Curio, Hismena, all versions of Hismena, Izuka, Jade, Mana, who else is in this school? Mighty, Seven, Foreign, Ruina, Saki. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Is Melody in the school? Let me see. I'm only thinking about Melody because I was just, I had finished her earlier. Let's see. Is Melody in the school? Yes, she is. You know what I mean? So, again, she gets access to it. You know what I mean? He can share Grasta with them. And then, of course, who else did we have in his personality? Katana. That's every Katana user in the game. All right? There's everyone, all of them. Every Katana user in the game. Okay? If we think Bookworm, all right? Off the top of my head, that's Claude and Cynthia. All right, are the ones that come to mind. Maybe Mistrare as well. And Perfection, right? The new Shion that we got. I can't think of anyone else who's a bookworm. Lost Laboratory. We should all know who those people are, right? He shares Grasta with all of them as well, right? These are your people like your Deweys, all versions of them. Izuka, all versions. Primea, all versions. Seven, Suzette, all versions. Alter Tuva, right? He shares Grasta with them, right? So again, having the extra Grasta slot can help boost some of those other characters, you know? So, but yeah, those are just the reasons why some may actually grind for the light or shadow for these particular characters, all right? But then you got to choose your characters wisely as well. So for example, I wouldn't put any time and energy inside of Sophia because I have no use for a Sophia. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Who else? I wouldn't do anything with, like, as much as I would like to grind for Amy, I have no real use for Amy right now. And I know that may, like, piss some people off, but so be it. I have no real use for her, to be honest with you. Now, if she got a buff, then absolutely. You know what I mean? I'd grind for her, but yeah, things like that. Folks, I would actually focus on getting to, say, 255 or at least 80, you know. 255 would be people like Aldo, Curio, Clark, Garyu, right? Definitely those four. Clark, because he has access to multiple elements, but so do the Chrono Cross characters. You know what I mean? So you'd have to pick which one you want to put your time and energy into. Garyu was an easy... I saw how much damage he can do at 255. It was just absolutely nuts. You can combine that with his manifest weapon. It's absolutely insane, the amount of damage he can do. All right? Apart from that, really, those are really, like, I would say the only really required ones. Anyone else after that is really up to you. Really depends on who you have. So like I said, if you have the bulk of the Lost Laboratory characters or IDA school characters, then it may be worth putting some time and energy into getting Curio to at least 200. You know what I mean? Because he can just sit in the back row, you know, and you can simply, you know, create a team that has, say, Dewey Alter, Dewey another style, you know what I mean? Because again, the Grasta is shared between them, okay? And I don't know, say Suzette Alter, I'm not sure what kind of team I'm going with here, but he can share Grasta with them all. You know what I mean? One character, you know, hitting different points, you know, so, but things like that are really, some of the things I would actually focus on. So, but like I said, who you decide to actually grind for is completely up to you, right? It's completely up to you. Right? There are no hard rules on, hey, you have to grind for these characters. Although, like I said, he's kind of like, he's the protagonist, might as well grind for his light just to get it over with, you know what I mean? And plus, when you consider that he gets buffed it kind of makes it worth it. You know what I mean? Is Shannon the only one that smiles in her picture here? And I know that's very random. I just happened to notice it, like, oh, she's smiling. Okay. So, but yeah, there's that. What else do we have here? Completing light or shadow for gacha characters. Not really necessary. Unless, of course, you're trying to do some particular things with those characters. You know what I mean? So, in my case, like I keep showcasing the amount of staff users that I have completed here from a light perspective. We have more staff users in the game than we do anything else. So this was bound to happen eventually. I didn't expect it to happen nearly as fast though. So Aisha being done, Bavette, right? Chio, Eva, Flamelopus, Lele, Melody, Mighty. Because we have so many of these staff characters, it was pretty easy for them to finish. Extremely easy because there's so many of them. You know what I mean? For example, Mariel, who I don't believe is actually in this list right now. Nope, she's not. Right, staff user. You know, and this is how she got completed. You know what I mean? Did pulls and I kept getting her. So eventually, like, I finished Mariel before I finished Aldo. That's how long ago that was. You know what I mean? This is before I even had any concept of what having a 255 character actually meant. You know what I mean? Other than the fact that it impacted when you ran dungeons. So right now we're at 493. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, what this means is having gacha characters completed. When I do polls, at any point when I get any of these characters that I have done, even if I don't get the bannered character, I'm not complaining because I got additional light or shadow, right? So if I were to go in here and do a pull on, okay, what's the rate for this? Let me check. 0.72, and then what's the rate for this? 0.8. Uzuka's done. Suzette is done. What to pull on? We'll just do a pull on this one here. I don't mind losing 1,000 Chrono Stones because, like I said, I have every character in the game. Although, according to the game, I only have like 182 out of 90. So, I don't know who the other 8 characters are. You know what I mean? Right? He's done. So, again, I can give this to Shannon. All right? That bow I can give to, I don't know, Mana. This one's not done. This one is done. I can give that to Shannon. Coot. Axe, I can give this to Oralea. I can give this to, I don't know, Radius. Right? I can give this to Shannon. You know what I mean? So, I didn't get the featured character, but I'm not complaining because I have the bulk of these characters finished. And because of that, I can actually give the extras to whoever I want. So, like I've been mentioning, I can go to Shannon here, give her the 9. Right? Now she's at 25. You know what I mean? For, oh man, who else did I get? An Axe user. Oralea. Right? Now she's, what, 6 away from being finished. I don't think I got any hammer users recently. Let's see. I probably didn't, but yeah, I would need 7 to finish Yifa. You know what I mean? So, no featured character, but that's fine by me. You know what I mean? I'm not really complaining about it. All right, so other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I do have Shannon here. I'll have to run through her quest line, which I'll do later. All right, and yeah, there's been my pulls. There's my thoughts on why you should grind for some characters, not all, because some of them are completely useless. For example, Sophia. Hate to pick on Sophia, right? Because I know there's someone out there that's probably 255 Sophia. That's fine, but I personally have no need for a Sophia. right? So I'm not gonna grind for her unless she's like the last character I have. Then it's like, yeah, sure, why not? But other than that, that's pretty much it for this one. I'm gonna get out of here, and I will talk to you all later.